Tonight on CTV, we have an exclusive interview with the co-author of a new ASCSU bill, Tristan Siren.
The DACA rally was held on Field Street Tuesday night, and we have the story.
Then, students all over campus gather to check out the new residencies at the housing fair.
All this and more starting now.
Black History Month is being celebrated all over Colorado State, starting with civil rights activist Angela Davis on Tuesday night. Good evening and welcome to CTV. I'm Sunday Miller.
And I'm Amelia Castaneda, and here's what's happening in the news near you.
If you like using refillable water bottles here at CSU, then your student government is here to help.
What do you think of this? How about this? How about this or this? Well, soon you'll be having a lot more of this, this, and this. Last night, ASCSU voted on a water bottle refilling station bill, and, well, here's the results.
With a vote of 18 to 1 to 11, this legislation does pass.
The bill was written by these two, Kevin Sullivan and Tristan Siren, and, well, here's how they celebrated. Their reason for bringing up the bill? Helping the students who aren't in ASCSU.
And I'm glad that Kevin and I got to be the turning point to say, it's time to focus externally. It's time to look out beyond those doors and say, how can we help you?
The bill went through lots and lots and lots of debate, but it finally passed, so it will now be sent to ASCSU President Michael Wells, after which...
And then it'll go to facilities and they'll start on it. If it's in a large traffic area, they won't be able to do it. I'll have to wait for spring break, but I'm looking forward to seeing those plaques.
This is Stuart Smith, CTV 11.
We have with us co-author of the bill, Tristan Siren. So Tristan, tell me, why propose this bill in the first place?
It was pretty much common sense. Someone came up to me at one point and they were like, it was actually, we were in a, if I remember correctly, comparative government, and I just started talking to him because he had nice hair, and he was like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm in student government. And he was like, oh, you know what you guys could do with these refillable water fountain stations? And I was like, bro, just tip the bottle. But someone wants it done, you do it. So I did some research into it, found out that those things are disgusting. Kevin and I actually put pictures of dogs drinking out of them from the Morgan Library all over the office in order to lobby for it. So it's a hygienic mess, and you lose a lot of water when you're drinking it out. It's sustainable. So I was like, it seems like a common sense thing.
Definitely. And how do you feel about the outcome of the Senate vote?
Oh, thank God.
And what can the community expect as far as implementation?
I have a tour with the facilities guy, Dan Kowalski. Next week we're getting coffee and we're going to walk around and he's going to walk me through it all. So we're starting the process next week, and I think they're going to start implementing the easy ones first that'll only take a few hours. There'll be some that'll take a little bit longer. Those ones I'll wait till spring break. I think it'll be done by the end of this semester.
Wonderful. So to reiterate, how soon will students see these new water stations on campus?
Give it 4 weeks and I think you'll start seeing them with little plaques up there.
Wonderful. About a month. So I gotta ask, yesterday during Senate, you were seen passing around containers of milk. Can you explain the significance of that?
You know, have you ever watched The Lion King?
I have.
And you know that monkey that comes out and he like hits the guy in the head and he says, look beyond what you see. And they start looking and looking, they find what they're looking for. Don't do that. Look at exactly what it was. Someone handed out milk. There's no significance, there's nothing there. Someone simply handed out milk.
Just as simple as that.
Just as simple as that.
Well, to wrap it all up, are there any other bills in the works that you think are important for students to know more about?
As far as like in the works, I think that there's a job to be done in the student government, and I think that's go talk to people, because there's been a lot of, I've even brought ideas to the Senate. We have an entire sheet of things that are just sitting there. Tailgating, I think a lot of people thought it was a mess this year. You know, we got a lot of feedback that said, it's not going the way we wanted it to go, that it's not centralized enough, that you got some lots over here, you got some lots over there, people who want to go to party with friends over here to over there, walking across, slumping across campus at that point. We got a lot of feedback on the 3-beer limit. So I think there was a lot of feedback from students that said, hey, love the new stadium, love the game, could be better, it could be a lot better, and nothing's been in the, there's nothing in the pipeline, so I think there should be a lot in the pipeline, but I haven't heard too much.
Definitely. Well, thank you again, Tristan, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Angela Davis was here at CSU, and Christina Lane has the story.
The Black African American Culture Center and RAM Events welcomed social activist and historical figure Angela Davis to speak at CSU for Black History Month. Her involvement in the civil rights and Black Panther movement has made a lasting impression on modern equality for women and people of color.
So for me, I'm a big history buff, specifically Black history. So to see someone who is so influential to my community and who has done so much and has achieved so much, it is breathtaking.
Guests filed into the LSC Theater to hear Davis speak on race relations, Haiti's influence on the world, and Trump's political policies. Her speech reminded guests the importance of remaining a strong community.
I think all voices are important for us to be listening, but right now women of color really need to have their voices heard, and Angela Davis has just been doing this for so many years through the civil rights movement and has continued voicing her opinions and voicing the struggles of people that have been marginalized, and it's so important that we still continue to hear someone that's been so involved.
To bring a woman of such stature with that powerful voice, be able to encourage women on campus to continue their fights, and I think it's important for men to be here as well, just to see how they can support women as well, just as she had men supporting her in the Black Panther movement. I think it's important for us men to learn as well.
For upcoming speakers and events, go to calendar.colostate.edu.
Community members, students, and families lined Shield Street, waving signs in support of the Dreamers and Temporary Protected Status, also known as TPS.
Immigrant rights advocates, progressive allies, and community organizations organized a rally in front of Senator Cory Garner's office.
To support our brothers and sisters who are Dreamers and TPS recipients.
The Trump administration announced the end of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program in September of 2017. Since then, Congress has not been able to come to an agreement on DACA recipients and the DREAM Act. Without DACA, they have less opportunities and less paths to advance in studies, school, and in jobs. For some, a DREAM Act is a step into rewarded illegal immigration and cannot simply be passed without measures to deter illegal immigration. For others, an immigration status does not define an individual.
To prejudge people because of their immigration status, or really any status, does not help anyone. So we shouldn't have hate and fear in our hearts about people. We should judge them as individuals and see what they can bring to the United States.
For families like the Herrera family, who are parents of DACA students, feel the future of DACA remains uncertain. They have their permit and it's going to expire. After that, we don't know what's going to happen. In regards to their jobs, we don't know if their employers will fire them or not. It's an uncertainty that we don't know. Senators Cory Garner and Michael Bennet became co-signers of the DREAM Act of 2017, and now some hope they will continue to support Dreamers.
He was an early co-sponsor of the DREAM Act. And I hope that it wasn't all for political reasons. I hope in his heart that and if that is so, I hope that he will talk to his colleagues and try to garner support for, a DREAM Act that is part of an immigration bill that is pro-immigrant, not an immigration bill that is anti-immigrant.
More than 200 signatures were collected for a letter sent to Senators Cory Garner and Michael Bennet, asking for a sensible immigration reform, reinstating the Temporary Protected Status, known as TPS program, a guest worker program with a legal path to citizenship, and investing in cost-effective technological solutions to improve border security.
Fort Collins City Council voted against a proposal Tuesday that would provide lockers at the Fort Collins Mennonite Fellowship for the homeless population. The proposal asked for roughly $10,500. To paraphrase, Council member Ray Martinez said, "I don't think lockers by itself is a step up to solving homelessness problems or getting jobs."
It's Black History Month, and we have reporter Isabella Roberts live at the Black and African American Cultural Center.
I'm here at the Black and Culture Center. I've met with students in Black History.
The Black Student Alliance will be hosting many upcoming events in honor of Black History Month.
We actually had a Black History Month kickoff, which started at the beginning of this month, where I performed while I was Muhammad Ali, and that was something very inspirational to me, as to a lot of other African Americans. I think it's important for me, while celebrating, is basically to gain as much knowledge and information I can on Black history itself, and also to spread that to others who are not as familiar or understanding or know what Black history is.
I am very fortunate to be the 2017-2018 events coordinator for the Black Student Alliance. So we have a variety of events that we'll be planning and participating in, inclusive of our comedy show, which will be featuring different comedians, one of whom is from MTV's Wilding Out, and we will be hosting our annual Greek step show the following day, which is pretty awesome. I get to do spoken word for that as well. And then we also have various events throughout the rest of the month. So the Being Black is Black Ain't program, which is just the definition of what being black means to different people within the space. We also have our Sex for Chocolate program, which is on Valentine's Day itself. So we give them candy, and we talk about safe sex practices and what being healthy and being sexually active while being in college looks like. So those are all programs that I'm really, really proud of.
Which is literally the same as requesting off.
Well, I think and something important for me about Black History Month is it's a time to really uplift and support ourselves as a community and those who are in community with us as well.
The Black African American Culture Center is located on the second floor of the Laurie Student Center and are always accepting new people into their community.
Thank you, Isabella.
You can visit baac.edu this month. Back to you.
Yesterday, Off-Campus Life hosted the 33rd Annual Housing Fair at CSU with the goal of giving students every opportunity to make an informed decision about their housing next year. The fair was held in the Laurie Student Center Grand Ballroom and was open to students, faculty, staff, and the community.
Well, the mission of Off-Campus Life is to help students who are moving or transitioning into the Fort Collins community and to have a successful transition and integration into the community. It's not just about getting there, it's about thriving in our community.
Students should be aware of local codes and ordinances when transitioning off campus, such as the U+2 occupancy limit, where no more than 3 unrelated people can live in a dwelling unit in the parameters of Fort Collins.
The housing fair involves a number of vendors from the surrounding community that are interested in speaking with students and about their housing options.
This year's housing fair had more than 50 vendors from the Fort Collins community, including property management companies, landlords, realtors, and other resources. On average, more than 2,000 people attend the fair each year seeking housing information.
And we come to the housing fair every year because we love students, and we actually have been in this business now for close to 37 years.
Some of the challenges students face is that I think there's so many options and it's really hard finding like the best community out there.
I feel like a lot of students have this idea of what it's going to be like to live off campus, and it ends up being totally different. And there's all of these like crazy implications with living with roommates and signing leases and all of these like ordinances and laws and stuff, and it's like really intimidating. So I feel like it's good that we have a resource like this.
Keeping up a place requires energy, time, and funds. So the housing fair helps with this transition in that we have, first and foremost, a number of options for them to consider. They can glean a lot of information, take it back, take a look at it, sift through it, and find a place that's right for them.
For more information on housing options available both on and off campus, visit ocl.colostate.edu.
That's all we have for news.
Up next, we have Keenan Cozart with your upcoming forecast.